Hey, hey, welcome to the joint. How y'all doing out there? Um, I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. This is Boxing Fans Talk TV. Y'all see the thumbnail? Jaron Boots Ennis and his team are turning out to be liars because they lie about a couple of things and we catching them in the lie. So you have a lot of Jaron Ennis fans out there, or maybe they see him as a means to an end. But well, we'll get into it. I mean, I'm sorry, got my headphones. We'll get into it, but y'all know how we do. First, let's turn to. Welcome back to Boxing Fans Talk TV. As I always say, my name is TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. Y'all be courteous and wipe y'all feet when you walk in. Hit that like and subscribe button. If you've already subscribed, you don't need to touch the dial. But do every time that you walk into the building, in the chat or wherever, hit the like button. And if you're watching me on replay, hit the like button. Y'all know that y'all can reach me at Boxing Fans Talk at TV. No, I'm sorry, Boxing Fans Talk at gmail.com. That's Boxing Fans Talk at gmail.com. And yo, I do like cash apps. So hit me up. Break a sister off. Boxing Fans Talk TV. Now, to explain, y'all probably said, well, you've been on a while. Why you don't got your super chat? I don't know. YouTube has done me dirty because I watched to see how many minutes I got logged. They took me back down to zero. So I got to start over from scratch. I don't really know why they doing it, why they did it in the first place, but I don't mind. But y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, please, please. So to help me, log in some of my time, and do stay at least 15 minutes or something like that, if you're watching me live. So my algorithms can come up. Oh, let's see. Okay. I see Boxing Guys 7 is in the building. Was Poppin' King? He says, salute Miss T 504 in the chat. Yes, indeed. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. Say, hey, my sister, was Poppin' King? So y'all see y'all see the thumbnail. Jaron Boots Ennis and team are lying. But before I get into that, I didn't know if y'all knew that Jared Hurd fought fights on Pro Box. I think I said it the other day. And I just wanted to remind y'all, if y'all looking for that particular fighter, he been fighting on Pro Box, I guess. So getting to the topic at hand, the Ennis family is turning out to be some pretty little liars. That let me say that again. This is not hate. This is not hyperbole. The Ennis fans, goes out to you. Your guy is turning into pretty little liars. Now they've lied before. We caught them in it, and we exposed them. But a lot of people didn't want to hear it because a lot of people look at Jaron Boots Ennis as a means to an end to beat Terrence Bud Crawford. I don't think he could win that fight. The skill level is unmatched with Terrence between them two. They might fight similar, but I see more holes in Boots Ennis' delivery than Terrence. But that's neither here or there. Boots Ennis has the right to ask for a fight or expect a fight with uh with Crawford or Earl Spence or this, that, and the other. But if y'all understanding boxing business, or at least that's what they tell us. It has to make sense, right? That's what they always tell us when we want to see them fight with other people. It says, it has to make sense. That means money wise has to make sense, but also career defining wise. And for Earl Spence or Terrence Crawford to fight Boots Ennis, it's simply going back. I don't think either one of them is scared of him. It's just fighting him is going backwards for them. What does he bring to the table? And we're gonna go through all that as to why I say stuff like that. What does he bring to the table? Well, his we gonna talk about his most recent lies when it's concerning Brian Norman Jr. It's not gonna take me long to get through this. So we not hopefully we won't be here that long, but it all depends on you guys. If you want to chime in, I'll stay as long as you guys want. But I try not to make my content be too long or anything. So I see Doughboy has entered the building was popping king. He said, not true at all. Eddie Hearn just said he sent two offers to Norman Jr. and he turned it down. You need to talk. It's two sides to the story, Mr. Doughboy. And according to the other side, and if they did something in the last 30 minutes or hour, I don't know about it. But when I was reading the tea leaves this morning, from what I could see, no, that's not true at all. So somebody lying, you know. But anywho, first off, Boots Ennis is an excellent fighter. Let me say that. He's an excellent fighter. Not taking nothing from him. He definitely has skills, but is he elite? That's the question. Like him and his fans pretend him to be. Is he elite? That's what I want to know. And if y'all being honest with yourself, you know he not. Dan Tan is in the building, said Queen T. Salute to you. Doughboy said it was just a video on Blue Blood Sports TV. Okay, I can only talk about what I read and what I've seen thus far. Like I said, if it has just happened in the last hour or two, then the Normans have to come back and respond to that. But I seen their latest video, and it wasn't how Boost and them described it. But we know that Boost lies and Bozy lies, but they do it in a way that they can have plausible deniability. It's still not a good look because you are never going to convince me that he didn't have an opportunity to face Terrence Crawford. So he should never been acting like he pressed. You chose twice not to fight him. And that's a fact. And you can tell you don't even have to go by nobody words. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to Terrence. You don't even have to listen to Boots and Bozy. Go by his actions. That'll tell you everything. Everything you need to know. I just went into detail yesterday how they made a move. Maybe to them it's a power move, talking about the Ennis group. And you're gonna hear about it. I'm wondering how they're gonna put a spin on that one. Because the fans is gonna be upset that he's not facing somebody worthwhile. And he gonna say, because everybody turned me down, nobody wants to fight me. People scared of me. That's what he gonna say, but it's not true. Your action says it's not true. And I'm gonna just start right there. Yesterday or the day before, or a couple of days ago, the Ennis family decided to not put in a request or a petition to fight someone else. And they had every opportunity to do that, but they chose not to do it. So is it the public's fault? Is it the fans' fault? Is it the boxing community fault? Is it the potential fighters that he got a wish list? Is it those people on the wish list fault? or is it the Ennis fault? It was your uh, duty, and y'all had the authority to petition or request another fighter other than Karen Kuchimaka. I'm gonna say Chimichanga because I cannot pronounce his name. If you listen, Karen, I'm sorry, but I can't pronounce your name, so that's what I can say. But it's their fault, and you gotta lay it at the feet of Boots. So while y'all out here touting his greatness and acting like everybody's scared of him and ducking him, y'all gotta hold him accountable to the decisions that he makes for his career. That's all I'm saying. I ain't taking away his expertise, his abilities, and what he could do in the ring. Everybody who's just coming in, please do me a favor. Please, please, please. Hit that like button. Hit it right now. You said, Doughboy said, I think Boots could have fought Bud on one condition, and that was the WBO. That's a condition then. That means even if it wasn't for a belt, that means you fought him. That means you had the opportunity to beat him. Like you say, you can. It's just like we could talk about the Devin Haney fight and the Ryan Garcia fight, and I'm gonna tell you, it don't mean a hill of beans that Devin is now back to being considered undefeated. It's never gonna erase out the minds and hearts of the fans how he got his ass whooped. I will always remember that. Y'all will always remember that. And there's nothing that Devin Haney or his daddy can do to explain that because no matter what you said that Ryan had in his system, what that got to do with Devin Haney raising his hand to protect himself against that left hook that he said all through the beginning, that's all you got. And that's all that was needed. So that's how I look at every situation. Boots had an opportunity. For good or bad, he chose not to fight him. That's cool. Nobody can say nothing terrible about the fact that he chose or he rather Earl Spence. But when you get into the weeds of it, you're going to see how practical or not practical all that move really was. ATL Unanimous Boxing Sports is in the building. What's popping, King? Said Queen T, what happening, shouted? What's going on? He said, Dan Tan, salute. And then Dan Tan said, no way every boxer on this planet is afraid to fight Boots. Indeed, Dan Tan. He said, ATL, what it do? Doughboy said, it's not that case if you're not paying your opponent well. Of course, they're going to turn you down. Boots Ennis was never considered an elite fighter or top echelon fighter. He wasn't considered a pay. We're gonna get into that. Um, Reginald Peters is in the building. Was Papa King? Last from the past, Reggie. Reggie now. He said, hey, Queen. He said, you drink your water today. Of course, that's what I don't do when I come back on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody knows Miss T is always in favor of you drinking your water. I drunk some. I ain't gonna lie. But I always drink water every day, but I ain't drinking enough today. So I'm slipping on my pimping. So we know that Boots Ennis is not an elite fighter. Anybody want to disagree? You can. Let it be known. Because we know that he's not. And you can't say that he is. You cannot say he's considered an elite fighter and that people that's how people see him. You can't say it. So we got that part right. Has he ever fought? And I'm going to prove my point by just asking questions. Has he ever fought a fighter who has legitimately been deemed elite, undefeated, champion, pay per view experience, or makes huge purses? And I'm lumping all of that into one person. Name, find me the fighter that fits that bill. Boots ain't never fought that. What boogeyman has he faced? Who out there that Boots had fought that was considered a boogeyman before he got in the ring? For me, in my opinion, my humble opinion, Boots fight people he know he can beat. That's why he does what he does. And when you do that, you set yourself up for failure because if you're not challenging yourself and trying to meet challenges, you're gonna get used to what you get used to, and you're gonna find that that's not enough when you do face somebody elite. A lot of fighters have ran into that brick wall. Boots will too. Did he ever enter a challenging fight or a fight where it was 50-50? If y'all being honest, you can't say that happened. Or the boxing public felt like they don't know who would win. I never seen him fight somebody where I was like, I don't know. That damn Boots Ennis, I don't know. His opponent, I don't know. Never have we ever seen that. Um, Name one of his opponents that made more than him in a fight, and he has never done a pay-per-view. All of this stuff matters when you're trying to say or attribute a status to said fighter. You can't put Boots on the top echelon or at the top of the mountain, and all these questions I just asked don't even fit him. You can't do it. I mean, you just capping at this point. Okay. Doug will say boxers are not ducking Boots. It's just because he's not offering a lot of them money to fight. Now I know one boxer was ducking Boots. That was Keith Thurman because he was pricing himself out. Okay, you can say that, but what do the Bosey and Boots say? Isn't he the same person, though, boy, that said 15 people ducked me? This was a while back. This I think even before the Terrence and Spence fight. He's like, I can't get nobody to fight me. 15 people turned me down. So he's so these fighters who do fit this bill supposed to turn back and just hand it to him. Supposed to just say, hey, it's Bruce Ennis. He from Philly. Yeah, let's give him a solid. Y'all think that's how it works? It don't work for nobody else, so why should it work for him? That's not what they do, Charlie. That's not. These were all relevant questions that I just asked. And to the casuals, this is the stuff you got to think about and factor in. I know my expert and my novice fans out here that come through every day, they get it. But to the casuals, you have to factor that in before you listen to his complaints, excuses, and whatever. But what all these questions will reveal and tell you or show you a more accurate picture of his status in the boxing community. That's what these questions show. I asked all these questions, and the answer is no, 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 no. And it shows you his real status and his accurate status. Okay. I might take a second, in a minute. My daughter's here, so before they leave, I'm gonna say goodbye properly. Just letting y'all know. Because when you just answer the previous questions I mentioned, like I said, you can't then turn around and say he is elite or top echelon. You can't. Not if he don't fit the bill of the questions that I just asked. Here's another question. Has he ever fought anyone that he knew he couldn't beat or was questionable? No. Everybody that Boots Ennis get in the ring with, he know he can beat them. You know it from his confidence. You just know. He know. I'm not saying everybody, like, of course, there's fighters who just know they can beat somebody and then they get the upset. That's what we call the big upsets casual. But for the most part, boxers know because they know boxing. They can see the skills or the lack thereof better than we can. So they know who they can beat and who they can't. Sometimes you just got to go up that ladder. So you're gonna face some duds, and you're gonna face some elite fighters and B fighters and everything in between. However, and I don't like to call fighters bums. You know, please, 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 everybody coming through, glad to see you. Hit the like button, please. Help my algorithms out. It's free. Just take a second, hit that like button. Now, He knew he could beat everybody he got in a fight with before the ink dried on the contract. That's how much he knew. He knew when their name was mentioned. Oh, I could be him. Jerry Tasker is in the building. What's Papa King? He said very clear that Bud does not want any smoke with any hung guys. I guess you meant young. That includes Virgil and Boots. It's not very clear. Jerry, you're hating is what is very clear. Jerry, gotta say it. You're hating. That's not very clear. And I watch Bud, and I'm a big fan, and I don't see it. I would tell you if I did. Now, name one. We still talking about Boots. Name one of his opponents that was considered an elite fighter by all pundits, commentators, the boxing community, and the fans. And the answer you're gonna come up with is none. And that's a fact. That is an absolute fact. If somebody knows something different, let it be known. Doughboy said Boots Ennis have not been tested yet, but Norman Jr. would be a good test for him. But Boots has the skills to be a superstar. He passes the eye test for me, but Boots has been calling out the top guys. Boots, let me tell you, Doughboy, he does have the skills. He could be a superstar. I agree with you on that. I'm not knocking Boots and his abilities and his talents, but Boots' business sense, mm-mm. Y'all was talking about Terrence Crawford was stupid or dumb or couldn't make great decisions. Y'all better look at Boots and his daddy because they they are making false move every time you turn around. They either a day late or a dollar short. Jared said, "You never know who you can be." Fuck you talking about. Boxing is not the WWE, Miss T. Jared, I'm talking about facts. I don't know what you talking about. When you say shit like it's clear that Terrence is scared and ducking him, you are sadly mistaken, and you know you are. That is only hate. That is only hate. Who describes who? How do they describe him? They say, "Oh, he just like Terrence. He could do stuff just like Terrence." They never say that the opposite way. So how the fuck you mean? What the fuck you mean when you say that's clear? How the fuck is clear? Boost is described to be emulating or similar to Terrence, not the other way around. Come on, Jared. Let's keep it 100. Fuck you mean? Our money is in the building. Was Poppy King? He said, Miss T, what's popping, man? Doughboy said Bud was going through the same thing Boost was going through with Cameron Duncan, like Bud was going through with Top Rank, leaving Crawford out to dry. And that may be true, Doughboy. I'm not going to dispute that one because Bud was getting blocked, sabotaged, everything, and he could have easily slipped through the crack like a lot of people just in regular life. Some people place value on people that is not truly accurate, an accurate depiction of the value of that person. Some people do that, you know. And I'm not trying to make it racial, but just in this country, so everybody can understand what we talking about is when you devalue. Go back in the early 20th century, and they devalued black guys. When you was talking, when remember that movie G.I. Jane, when they was in the water, and and they was going through SEAL training, and the black guy in the group was Morris Chestnut. Hello, he was saying, you know, he was trying to tell her she just another just a new nigga on the block. That's how he see it. Because back in them days, what could you be? What jobs could you hold in the Navy? You was a what we call SH, a storekeeper, or you handle the child lines, or a steward. The top echelon jobs were saved for the white men. That's just a fact of American history. I don't say it angrily or mad at no one side. History should never make you mad because it's just facts. It's how we grow from it. So when I be talking like that, y'all don't get your panties in a wad. But he said, yeah. He said, you know what the reason they gave? Because black people have bad night vision. They can't see at night. And to every black person walking this earth, that's the most ridiculous, stupidest shit you could ever hear. But it went on. So fast forward to now. In this country, you're gonna have a lot of people for whatever reason, even white people, that people are not gonna place the proper value in them and they're gonna slip through the crack and they never gonna get their shot. They never gonna get an opportunity to show how great they really can be or live up to their potential. And a lot of times in boxing, that goes on in boxing too. So that happens a lot too. With, like I said, with white, black, yellow, purple, whatever you want to say, it happens to everybody. And it's not right. But you as the individual got to know your value. And what the Terrence said after the Spence fight, I kept my head down and kept grinding and kept looking up only. And eventually he had his moment. But as great as a fighter as Terrence Crawford is, don't y'all think he should have had his moment at Boots' age? Terrence haven't changed. He just got older. If Boots is great, Terrence was great back then. He did you hear of Terrence when he was 25? Was he anywhere in the talks of elite fighter at 25? He still had the same abilities and capabilities back then as he do now. But he had to go through the trenches, he had to go through the mud, he had to navigate the shark infested water we like to affectionately call the business of boxing. They all do. So yes, Boots is going through that. Yes, he is. But lying and conniving is not the way to overcome it to me. Because the people just like him who had to go through the same thing found the way out of no way. They took the lemons, made lemonades, and never once did they embellish, put hyperbole on shit or 20 on 10 like the Boots Ennis and his father do. And y'all know it. Jerry said, never said Bud was scared. Never said that. Okay, Jerry, thanks for clarifying. He said, never said Bud. He said it twice. Okay. Doughboy said, Bud couldn't get the big fights. Now, Boots going through the same, but Bud isn't going to fight Boots because it's not big money or nothing to gain. Bob Arum said Terrence Crawford doesn't sell tickets. And y'all believe it. I don't know why y'all believe it, but y'all believe it. Every time you do see him on TV, look like a sold out crowd to me. But hey, I can't tell you what to believe and what not to believe, but I can tell you that motherfucker rich. I can tell you he got just as much money as Earl Spence and anybody else. I can tell you that. I can tell you the man says he invests well, he buy properties, he do a lot of great things. But hey, y'all was calling him Toby and put him down, saying he was ignorant. He don't seem like an ignorant man to me. Seem like a well-adjusted, know his value, uh, top echelon fighter. That's what he always seemed like to me. But hey, maybe sometimes if people hate you enough, then the people who succeed, like haters. Some you hear some people say, "Oh, I love the haters. That just motivated me more. That just makes me, whatever." Maybe, hey, maybe that was the formula for Terrence. You touched his pride. Doughboy said Crawford had warned, I guess you're saying warned Shakur Stevens about Bob Arum, top ranked CEO, don't help black fighters to get to the top. Yeah and no. Yeah and no. He come through in the pinch when you need him. When Floyd needed to be a professional fighter, Floyd got help from Bob Arum because he signed with him. And Floyd got a big bonus. So Floyd broke, Floyd get the bonus. He ain't never been broke since. Bob Arum paid him. Did Bob Arum? Now Floyd says Bob Arum still owe him $11 million from the Sab Judah fight. But Bob gave him the opportunity. Sometimes it's just the opportunity to get in the match, and then you got to take it from there, or the opportunity to get on prime time, and then you have to take it from there. They ain't gonna roll the red carpet out for you and just give you everything. And sometimes you get everything, like a Devin Haney. He gets everything, but he has to work for it. So you never know how and when your blessings or opportunities, I should say, come through. You just got to know, be ready when they come through. But you are responsible for the decisions you make. That goes for Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, Boots Ennis, and whoever else. Jared said, we believe it because his latest pay-per-view with a stacked undercard sold 200,000 and his purse was two. I don't agree with that, Jared. I don't know what his pay-per-view because we all know that they don't give accurate numbers, but I suspect any pay-per-view that Terrence give is always going to be lowball. That's just my feeling because I don't believe all his fights were as low as they used to say. But hey, since you can't get the accurate thing, then you're asking some of these fans to just go by what they say, you know. And you can, if you're casual fans, listen, because I make this channel for mostly you, so you can understand the business of boxing and what's going on and why people make the decisions that they make. If you out there and you're casual and you want to listen to that, then hey, by all means, you can listen to that. Then the 2.5 million, I do believe that. But I don't know. Everybody was assuming that Turkey just gonna throw a lot of money. But trust me, if Bud took the deal, Bud knows something we don't know. And it's gonna pay off for him in the long run. So I ain't worried about it. He has already proved his status as far as being a creative person, a businessman, a family man, a fighter. He lives a boxing life. He don't have to prove nothing to me. I question nothing that he does. You hear me, casuals? I question nothing that he does. Why? Because everything that the pundits or the commentators or the fans even said bad about Bud, it always turned to good. It always turned out good for him. And it's always, making the people that say the negative stuff look like they got egg on their face. But like I said, I can't make you or not make you like Bud Crawford. I can be honest and say he is my favorite fighter, especially at current times. He is the pound for pound. And he's proven each and every one of y'all liars. He proven, oh, he didn't make 10 million. Yeah, he did when he fought Avenese. Bud is dumb. How? At the time he was with Top Rank, he was the highest paid welterweight. He was getting paid more than Earl Spence. Now, if y'all wanna count into the pay-per-view, the back end, that's the back end. I say getting paid. That means your purse. Doughboy said 2006 he founded his own boxing promotional firm, Mayweather Promotions. After leaving Bob Arum, Top Rank, he has generated approximately 24 million pay-per-view buys and 1.67 billion in revenue through. Yeah, I believe that. Floyd did this thing. Floyd looked at the past, assessed it, made a decision and a commitment to, be different. He didn't want to fight till he lost his faculties. He didn't want to be broke like a lot of athletes do. Because it's easy to get caught up in the fame and all the hoopla and the girls just throwing it at you. It's easy to get caught up in that. But Floyd made a decision that despite what all the perks gonna be, he's still gonna grind like he never had none. That's a testament to him and his willpower. Not every person can draw that up in themselves or bring that up in themselves. Jerry said, problem with Bud sexual. You can't say nothing about Bud that they don't overlook. Overlook, you've been wrong. Everything that you said about him, y'all was wrong. Jerry, we don't need to rehash everything. But when you said he was dumb, you was wrong. When you said he ain't, getting paid when he get paid, you was wrong. When you said he don't know how to do boxing business or whatever, you were wrong. When you said he couldn't beat Earl Spence, you were wrong. What you want me to do? So to the casuals, boy, you might not want to, but you can go back for the last 5 years. 5 years from July 29th, 2003, 5 years before that. And look at everything they said about the man, and they were wrong. So how you want us to look at it, Jerry? That's my thing. Jerry said, what I've been wrong about. Everything negative that you guys say about Terrence, you've been wrong. So that's how I see it. Moving on. Everything that I've said thus far about Boots Ennis, I'm going right back to that. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. It's irrefutable. They all facts. For y'all who just joining me, I just went down a couple of questions. I showed just by asking the question: is Boots Ennis top echelon fighter? No. Is he considered elite? No. Is he a pay-per-view star? He never had pay-per-view. Um, do he get paid big purses? No. Do he sell out arenas? No. So what did I say that was wrong? My bad. I thought they was gone. So how then you turn around and make this man top of the mountain? You can't. That's the thing. But you got folks around here putting 20 on 10, hyping him up. Why? Because it correlates to the hate. He is a means to an end because he fights similar to how Bud fight. Everybody want to see Bud get beat. How make it make sense to you? You fight all your life to be champion, to become undisputed, to win all the accolades. You get there, and not even 2 months later, the sanctioning body strip your belt from you. So I don't blame Boots or anybody for the actions of what the sanctioning body did. But Boots cry baby up to the the IBF to get the belt. As if the IBF didn't know that Terrence and Earl was going down when it went down. They knew months ahead, just like we all knew. And they sanctioned it. So as soon as Terrence win, their great idea was to take the belt from Terrence and then say, hey, if you want to be undisputed, nigga, I'm already undisputed. What you mean, Boots? I already became undisputed. You were never considered the boogeyman. Earl was. And I beat the boogeyman. Make that make sense to y'all. Be careful when you're listening out there, casuals, because people will take you on a long ride. Jerry said, well, congratulations for beating Green Bean, never a champion. Benavidez, never a champion. Yes, he, oh my God. And anybody, never. Okay, Jerry. Now, to any casuals or anybody out there listening, Jerry basically saying he just named a few people to paint the picture of Terrence Crawford never beating the champion, never taking a championship belt off somebody, never being linear or undisputed. Like this the picture that Jerry is painting. He can't say the other things I just said because he know that's an easy look up. But now go pull up Box Rec and look up all the fighters that Terrence Crawford has faced. Jerry want to focus on some people that don't have this, that, and the other, but he don't want to mention the other people. Jerry, you still butthurt about Spence and Crawford? I don't know why. You need to get over it. Stop putting 20 on 10. You know he a bad boy, and you didn't think he was. You was wrong. Just say I'm wrong and keep it moving. This, going back to the Boost thing, this is all the reason why I am labeling them liars. Because the narrative that they push out after they try to make their little moves don't be the whole truth. It is vague at best or ambiguous, and they leave themselves plausible deniability. They're not being totally transparent and honest with the boxing fans. That's why they turning out to be liars, and I don't know why they choosing to do that. Boost did leave the WBO when he could have been the mandatory challenger for Terrence easily. All it would have took is a petition or a request, and it would have been done and granted. He ran over to get in line to be the mandatory challenger for Earl Spence, as if people rather see him and Earl Spence than him and Terrence at that time. Then the BLK fight, which everybody was shitting on, and make sure that don't go nowhere or blow up, because BLK could have been still in the talks. But after that debacle with the Terrence Crawford fight, and he had a lot of saboteurs. Really, it took hold when Adrian Broner and them was supposed to get it in. They offered Boots and Bozy to fight first. Anybody say I'm lying? Go ask Bozy. Go ask Boots. Bozy told you that out his own mouth. Go ask Steven Espinoza. They turned it down. How many opportunities do Boots want? When opportunities, casuals, this is what you need to know in boxing. Opportunities are far and in between. It's one of those things. We have all had that in our life in some form or fashion, whether it's your job, school, or whatever. Sometimes you only get one bite at the apple. And when you get if you get two bites at the apple, you're very lucky. But to turn them down, that's on you. So the narrative is nobody wants to fight Boots. He's the boogeyman. That's what he's trying to build. When in reality, that's not true. There's people who would fight him. If they send a counter offer, that's just part of negotiations. Why do people got to be different when they dealing with Boots Ennis than when they dealing with anybody else, or different from how Boots would be with anybody? Terrence Crawford could offer him a fight and offer him some money, and Boots and Bozy will be well within their rights to come back and do a counter offer. Then Terrence could say nay, yay, or do another counter offer. It's called negotiations. How do negotiations turn into they turned it down? If they offered this man, Brian Norman Jr., which I've heard of him, most people who are into boxing might know of him or heard of him, but he's not top echelon. He's not well known. Let me say that. If he thought that that was a low offer, then why y'all putting Boots on the top of the mountain? He can't even afford to give somebody a good offer. Has Boots ever made $2 million for a fight? $1 million for a fight. Let's start there. He said, okay, Cal Brooks with two broken eye sockets. Yeah, the second one got broke by Terrence or Amir Khan, who straight quit. Yeah, he quit with them, but you cannot deny their greatness, Jerry. You can't say they was nobody. If they won't nobodies when Earl Spence fought them, how are they nobodies when Terrence fight them? Bud is ducking Boots, just like another. You crazy, Jerry. I would tell you casuals, do your research, look more into it. Jerry is not speaking facts. So to all my casuals that watch me on Facebook and any other social media, Jerry is not speaking facts. Go look it up. Ratchet now say, let it go, Jared. The queen was right and we was wrong. Thanks, thanks, Reggie now. And Reggie now was a big Spence supporter. He came to grips. But like I said, once you put value on certain people, you just no matter what they do and accomplish, you'll never change your mind. That's like somebody could say that about me about Devin Haney, because y'all know I'm critical as hell of him. And they say, oh, Miss T, you just hating him. But we have to wait and see if Devin Haney do something great and spectacular. Do I still put him down? Do I still relegate him to the way I feel about him today? We'll have to see. I can tell you now, when he do something great, I will tell y'all he did something great. When he beat Regis, I think my response was he put on a clinic. That's what I said. Jerry said, Reginald, haha, about what? Uh, the offer was fugazi and you know it. I don't know, Jerry. You don't neither. You act like I'm in the room. I'm telling you what these people say. I ain't saying third party. I'm telling you what Brian Norman Jr. and Sr. said out their own mouth. Now you got a problem, go talk to them. I'm supposed to believe everything Boots and Bozy say, but I can't believe what Brian Norman said. Come on, Jerry. They came on social media specifically to rebut what Boots Ennis and Boots Ennis said. Specifically for that. GK Black is in the building. He says, salute, Queen. Salute to you, too. Jared said, haha, casualty. Ali was the HW champion when I started. I guess you meant started or started watching boxing, sweetie. I forgot more than you will ever know. That's fine. Jared, if we the same age, okay, that's fine. And what does Ali being a heavyweight champion got to do with it? But Jared, my mind is incredible. It's infallible. It's it's impenetrable. I'm trying to act like Mike Tyson, y'all. I eat the kids for breakfast. My mind is great, Jerry. I can catch up. And my eyes see what they see. So that, are you gonna believe what your lying eyes say or what I say? Jerry, you be hating. And you hate a lot. You do. I mean, that's what I see sometimes, Jerry. You do. But regular link, y'all. I still got some stuff to say. This is all, like I said, these are all the reasons why I am labeling them liars, because they don't ever give the full throttle truth. They give an ambiguous or hyperbole type truth and then expect the fans to pick it up. We done already been through this, is what I'm saying. We've been through this with Earl Spence, the boxing fans and community. We ain't going through it no more. What the Democrats say, we ain't going back. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all vote this November 5th. Please vote your interest. Stop trying to act like you woke and y'all know what y'all doing. Trump is not fit for office, simply put. I don't hate the man, whatever. He's just not fit for office. So make sure y'all go vote. Stop being scared to vote for a woman or whatever the hell. Just go vote. Vote your interest. You got one side that's trying to do things that y'all like. They ain't gonna get everything accomplished if you don't give them a supporting cast. They ain't gonna be able to do much of anything. But that's true of Trump. If you don't give the president you vote for a Senate and a House, they're not gonna be able to do everything that they wanted to do. But that's why this nation is great, because diverse people, the House and Senate reflects that, and they just gotta come and do compromise. But Donald Trump just by himself in the presidency, nah, he's not fit. Y'all forget. The intelligence committee was not giving him the real intelligence briefs. Why? Because it was too much for him. He didn't want to hear the shit anyway. He has made calls and told American business and got troops killed. He has, but they don't say too much about that. And y'all, he's just not fit. That's it. That's all. He's just not fit. And he old. So I mean, if y'all got rid of Joe because he old, Trump old too. Looking at Hillary, I love him. Love Hillary. But Hillary is now old. Like, she couldn't have ran again if she wanted to. Too old. And I don't mean to participate in ageism, discrimination in that form. I don't. But I mean, it's like I said, let's keep it a buck. When you get older, you're not as swift, you're not as smart. Hell, I know that now. The 22-year-old me was smart as a bitch. I think I'm smart now. I know I'm not as smart as when I was 22, capability wise. So anyway, just vote. Getting back, like I said, the reasons. Number one, Boots had the opportunity to fight Bud Crawford, as I said before, twice, but him and his father tried to say it was on Bud. That's a lie. They shift the blame to Bud. That's a lie. You turned it down. You got out of the WBO where you could have had a mandatory with Crawford, and you turned BLK down. So why then tell the boxing fans or the boxing public that it's like on, what time it is? Y'all remember that $1 million worth of game video? Come on, bro. You know what time it is. I've been trying to fight you. No, you haven't. Because when you had the opportunity, you didn't. But now I'm supposed to be on your time and run and do things when you want to. Life don't work like that, y'all. Boost ain't gonna give nobody that benefit of the doubt when he do reach the pinnacle of his career. They were the ones that jumped out of the line. Like I said, all that stuff. The BLK, Bozy is on tape saying that shit. You don't have to believe me. You can believe him. He said it out his mouth. Now he is still having trouble, according to Boots and his team, to secure a worthwhile fight, and according to Eddie Hearn. Now y'all remember, before Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence fought, the narrative was don't nobody want to fight Boots. They scared. They ducking him. He had. I remember they gave a number. 15 people turned down the fight, and now that's the same problem. I remember when Eddie Hearn said he don't want to get Terrence Crawford because Terrence don't sell. And Terrence ain't good. And he don't want to lose money because that's what Bob Arum said about him. That's when I call that when promoters hold the line, because one thing for certain and two things for sure. All promoters want to be over their fighters and have more control and say so over their fighters. So if you got one promoter out there that's just letting his fighters run roughshod, do what they want, that's bad business for the other promoters. So at that point, all promoters are gonna toe the line. And that's what Eddie was doing when he said that to Terrence. Terrence ain't bad at eye. He ain't cry about it. You ain't never hear him complain about it. He just picked himself up and kept on moving. I bet you Eddie Hearn wish he had Terrence Crawford now. Jared Tax said, there you go with the easy out. Hating. You ever listen to yourself talking about Canelo, vote for Pamela if you want to be begging on the street? Jerry, you so full of shit. Jerry, you a Trump supporter? Hey, Jerry, are you a Trump supporter? That says a lot. You a Trump supporter, right? Okay. Because Trump is such a good guy. He's honest. He don't lie. He's not a criminal. He's not a felon. He don't fuck up money. Yeah, Trump don't do none of that, right? Because he was so good the first time. He fucked up the pandemic. He didn't take control and control it. You can't say that about Biden. You can't even say that about Biden when Obama was president. Because yes, least we forget there could have been a pandemic and it was called what's that one that was deadly? That virus or whatever that came out that was real deadly. Damn, I forgot the name. Ready to say E. coli or something like that. Ebola. Joe Biden had that up, and it never became an epidemic or a pandemic in the states, and it could have, but Trump couldn't handle the COVID. So yeah, don't vote for Kamala. Don't vote for it according to Jerry. But do vote for Trump. He ain't gonna say it, but that's what he means. Because when you don't vote, you voting for Trump. If you vote for Trump, of course you're voting for Trump. If you vote for a Green Party, somebody that has no chance in hell to win, then you're voting for Trump. It's up to y'all. Because as I always say, I'm gonna be all right. And I can say that with a straight face and confidence. And that's America blow up tomorrow. I'm gonna be okay. Can all of y'all say the same? I don't worry about medical nothing. I'm covered. Backwards and forwards, no cap. Can y'all say the same? I haven't worked since 2012. I ain't missed a beat. I had 3 brand new cars since then. In the last, 4 years? 3? Brand new. I ain't got a job. When I tell you I'm going to be all right. But can y'all say the same? Do y'all need something from your government? And you know Trump ain't going to give it to you. So it's on you. Do what you do. Even if Trump win, I'm going to be okay. Jared said Boots was not in a position to fight a one-off on a rogue network. The offer was pure fugazi. It's the decisions, though, Jerry, that they make. Hold them accountable. Don't get mad at me because I'm pointing it out. General Big Fish is in the building. He said, Boss Steve, what's poppin', King? Jerry, he said, I sure am. Ooh, damn, Jerry, that's cool. We still love you, Jerry. I don't have no hate. Jerry is a Trump supporter, and he said he sure is. Jerry, you probably the only Trump supporter in here. You probably are. But hey, see, you don't get no hate for that. You don't get no hate. You still an American as far as I'm concerned. You still cool. You come through here. But I wouldn't trust you with no serious decisions. I'm just saying, Jerry. Sounds like you believe whatever you were told. Nah, Jerry, that's you. Because if you believe that Trump is fit in any kind of way, shape, or form, you living in la la land. And you know you are. You can't even fake it or even sound legitimate. There's no way you can beat that argument. But anyway, moving on. So we've said you can go to other people's channels where we pointed out how Boost jumped out of line with Terrence, how he turned down BLK. And now he's saying that Brian Norman Jr. turned down the fight, and they have to make a special appearance and come through social media just to let the boxing community know, no, that is not what happened. I didn't turn down shit. I tried to negotiate. They gave me a fugazi offer, and we sent a counter offer. They never said what the offer was, but obviously it was fugazi to them because they sent the counter offer. But how is sending a counter offer or negotiating turns into uh they turned it down? Why do Boots and them try to build himself up like he's a top echelon fighter? I'm finding it hard to understand that shit. Jerry said, keep getting hustled by the Dem party. Look where black folks have it and have it the worst all long term. Jerry, you don't want to get in no kind of back and forth with me trying to understand the politics or anything because I understand it very well. Got a degree in it, okay? And the degree don't always mean you know everything, but I consumed it. I lived, breathed, and ate it for years, for decades. I know what I'm talking about. Do you know what you talking about? If you're gonna stand there and say Trump is better for black people, you're lying. Huh? Okay. Bye. Look, hey, thank you guys. Love you. Be safe. Text me when you get home. If you gonna say that you got the key. Y'all got a key. Um if you gonna say Trump is good for black people, Jared, why would you get on here with a lot of black people on here and say that? And you know you're lying. The man is racist. That's first and foremost. So why should a black person listen to a racist? That's all I needed to know about him. But besides that, he's not fit for office. You know it. If Joe is too old, he too old. They the same age. What is his plan for America, Jared? Do enlighten us if you want to. But hey, you are an American. You have privileges. You have rights. I'm not going to ever hold it against you that you're a Trump supporter. But it will make me question your sanity a little bit. Or, you can never, like, if I would never follow behind you. I'm just saying it. And I'm saying it respectfully, Jared. I can't follow you. Following you, if you can look and don't see what we see with Trump, I definitely can't follow you. You're blinded. That's what it is. But we don't have to follow you, Jerry. You just coming in here chatting with us. We still love you, Trump supporter and all. I don't got a problem with y'all. Quentin, my man, is in the building, my bro. What's up, babe? He said, Miss T, he pump faking. Oh, you talking about what you got? I dropped the link, y'all. I'll drop it again. Where I want to come through, say y'all piece, because I know I ain't crazy. I see what I see. Now he is still having trouble, according to Boots and team, to secure worthwhile fights, claiming folks ducking them. That's his claim every time. You can't keep saying that. We see through you, Boots. Saying people ducking them and shit, and it's not really a good investment because even with him trying, he can't secure a fight. And I'm talking about Eddie. Eddie is starting to see that it's not a good investment. Isn't that why Eddie let Andre go? Boo Boo Andre? He like, I just can't get in a fight for him. We know Boo Boo was good. We know Boo Boo can fight, but he couldn't get no fights. In the end, that falls on Boo Boo, Andre, and y'all know I love him. But it fell on him. It's the choices and decisions that they make. You can't keep acting like it's somebody. I don't know how people point to other people and not the person whose career it is. Boo Boo made the choices he made, did what he did, but guess what? I ain't mad at Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn made him a millionaire. Whipping teeth again. What's going on?
What's going on, Miss T?
Nothing much. How you doing, Bo?
I said I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. See that you glad to see you on tonight.
Yeah, I told y'all I'm gonna try to be here, even if I got one topic. I'm gonna squeeze every little juice out that one topic. But I wanted to point out what Boost is doing because we all get caught up in like he not getting a fair shake. But I think a lot of the fans, because he's a means to an end. A lot of people want him or think he can be the answer to Bud, but other things too. They might just like him. He is a talented fighter, but they don't ever seem like they hold him accountable for the choices he makes. What say you? Q, what say you?
I say that I used to advocate, what I'm saying, to see the Crawford and Boots fight, right?
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, I did. You know what I'm saying? I used to feel like, damn, why not give that man that opportunity, right? But
Mm-hmm.
as I've been paying attention to this shit, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I've been seeing multiple fighters do it, right? I'm not gonna lie, man. This gonna be the one time, and the one time only. I'm gonna have to agree with the BBLs on this one, man.
You say you're stomping with the big dogs.
Cause man, I don't think by the way the nigga moving and shit, you know what I'm saying? No, man. You know what I'm saying? Uh the Brian Norman situation exposed a lot, man, because man, he showed made it seem like, you know what I'm saying, that the man was ducking, man. Like he done sent offers and everybody ducking. You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations. Well done.
Well done. Well done on your assessment. Let me say this right quick. Jerry, you a fool. I ain't gonna keep talking about politics with your crazy ass. You believe that shit. Keep following the racists. But go ahead. Continue. Oh, damn. Quentin, we lost you. But see, even my man Quentin, he see it the same way. Like I said, it was never a crime for Boots to want to fight Bud. I don't begrudge him for that. That's what you're supposed to do. Some of y'all don't remember, and to the casuals that's watching, just so you know, Boots is middle aged 20s, like 26, 27. I don't know how old exactly he is, but he's middle aged 20s. When he was 20, 21, he was calling out a lot of motherfuckers. And that's how I took notice. And I was like, oh, this nigga the truth. Like he's serious about his. He was calling out a lot of people. And that's when I became a fan. But the OGs in the business, in the boxing business, whether they commentators, um, you know, just people talking about boxing, or even the older fighters, a lot of people unsolicited gave Boots and Bozy some good advice. Yo, whoa, Kimosami. Slow your roll. Get some more experience. You're young. You hungry. You got that drive in you like any young man will have, or a young fighter, I should say, will have, which is great. But we all know, if you're of a considerable age, that just because you think you know some shit, don't mean you know some shit. And most of the time, young people be missing pieces of the puzzle. So that was good advice. Slow your roll, young Thundercat. Get some more experience, and then come back years from now. You got time. And that's what he did. He wind up stopped calling out the top fighters and all this stuff because he looked totally green. And the young Boost would have got his ass whooped by anybody with 10 or more years experience in boxing, I think. So he went off and he tried to gain some experience. But he has to be held accountable for the decisions he made. Like, I will talk about the Earl Spence getting in line to fight him, Boots, and into the boxing public. They know this too. The experts and the novels, they know this. It's casuals that might not know. But so let me help you to the game, casual, Mr. and Mrs. Casual, boxing fan. When you're when you're young and you starting out, you probably, most boxers, professional boxers, have been doing this since they was 8. So they damn near perfected the skill and this, that, and the other. But what did Mickey Howard say? Experience is a good teacher. It takes someone like me to know or learn. And that's what Boost needed to learn. And he gladly did it. But he had to go through the trenches like everybody else. And when you're going through the trenches, you got to make good decisions. You got to pick worthwhile opponents. You got to elevate your game. You got to be seeming like you're climbing up and up and up and not going down and down or regressing. You have to. I'm gonna take Floyd Mayweather. He is the example I use all the time when I'm talking about boxing for the most part. Floyd Mayweather, when he first started, if you didn't know no better, you could say Bob Arum took him to the gauntlet, took him through the gauntlet. Now, some people could think, why are you giving me all this hard shit up front? Like that's a bad thing, but it's not always a bad thing. Floyd weathered the storm, got through it. And I mean, once he got through that type stuff, he was good to go. Boots had to go through that, but Boots consistently have not fought somebody yet that it was a 50-50 fight. And if everybody honest with themselves, they know that. He has not fought a pay-per-view star. He has not been a pay-per-view star. He has not sold out arenas. He has not fought a fight where we the fans, as well as him, didn't know he was gonna win before. Shit, he knew he was gonna win before the ink was dry on the contract. And if you're a real boxer, you know who you can beat, and you know because you can see things in that person's skills and abilities that the casual fan or the average fan is not going to pick up. So who do Boots think he is, masquerading like he's an elite fighter? We got Quentin back. Go ahead, Quentin, take the flow.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Uh,
Wait
I,
a minute. Is that your boy face?
yeah,
Oh,
I try to
Jesus.
fix my shit. That's why I had to click off. You know what I'm saying? I had to fix my shit. I ain't had the right one out here, Vince King. I had the right one
Man.
out here.
Look, what's his name again?
I'm talking about Glorilla. Glorilla.
Glorilla. Ghost face killer. Man, with that
Oh, that
wig off
nigga
his
talking
face.
about, motherfucker talking about the second coming of Tupac. Nah, oh ass nigga, you the second coming of Glorilla, nigga. No.
Glorilla like a motherfucker. I'm like, nigga, what is you doing? I mean, what's his real name again? I forgot his name. Shit, what y'all call him? What is
we call it House Sheree.
Oh, Sheree. I can't think of his real podcast name, but y'all go subscribe to him. If y'all bring his name up, I'll be like, yeah, him, go. He got a podcast.
Yeah. But man, I don't know, man. I want to see that Brian Norman Boots fight. No. That's the fight we need to see, Miss T.
That would be a great fight. And Brian Norman comes off sounding very confident that Boots ain't nothing to him. But like somebody said in here, Boots has never really been tested. I haven't seen him tested. Every fight he been in, I knew he was gonna win. He knew he was going. You can tell by his attitude. He knew he was gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot say that with a straight face if Boots fight a Earl Spence. You cannot say that with a straight face if Boots fight a Terrence Crawford or people like that. You cannot say, oh, that's an easy win for Boots, or Boots know he gonna win. That ain't no 50-50. You know, that's what I'm saying. He has never faced people like that. We know they sell out arenas. We know they have earned pay-per-view. Boots ain't even have a pay-per-view. But y'all want the boxing community to treat him like he up there on the top line with Bud and Canelo and Earl and all them. Nigga, you ain't never even been in the top 3 or 5 that I know of, pound for pound.
Miss T, I'm gonna tell you something. If that nigga really wanted that Crawford smoke, ain't shit at 154. You the IBF champion right now. Mm-hmm. You can petition the IBF, tell them you want to move up to 154. Beat the IBF champion, nigga, mm-hmm. and be in the division with the nigga that wants to try to quote unquote be undisputed again. If you wanted that Crawford smoke, incredible. If you wanted that Crawford smoke, ain't shit. Ain't shit at 147.
Exactly.
Nothing at ain't nothing at 147 right now. You talking about you done sent all these offers and all these dudes done turned it down. What the fuck you staying at 147 for?
Exactly. Now see, Boost, you getting exposed. But why even go down that pathway of embellishing, hyperbole, putting 20 on 10 when you're trying to describe your career or what's going on in your career? You don't have to do that. He could have easily said, yes, I got out the line with the WBO and I could have fought Terrence Crawford, made him my mandatory, but I rather with Earl Spence. One, he got 3 belts. Earl is the pay-per-view star. He's bigger than Terrence Crawford. He could have said that, and the Bud Buddies would have had to do this. Zip. Couldn't have said shit. Because he would have been speaking facts at the time. But then you got to think, Q, you think PBC rather Boots Ennis or Earl Spence?
You know they're gonna rather Earl. He knew he wasn't gonna never get that fight.
Exactly. So to the casuals out there, you heard somebody else say it. I'm saying the same thing. PBC rathered Earl over Boots. Boots ain't even proven. These were Earl. They knew that they could get some pay-per-view, sold out arena. They knew that.
And the number one thing, and the number one thing, Miss T, Boots had the association with their fighters, but Earl with PBC. Boots was with Showtime, so hell, Boots wasn't gonna get shit. He wasn't gonna get nothing.
Even on no contract with Showtime towards the end. Like maybe in the first beginning, maybe 3-4 years prior to 2023, he was with a contract with Showtime. But when he turned in that fight with BLK, when Bud offered him that first before they offered Avenesian, hey, he ain't had no contract with nobody. What was the hesitation then? So then we all listen, and everybody said Bud ducking them, Spence ducking them, everybody ducking Boots. Now he said the same thing with Brian Norman Jr. So to the casuals out there, when y'all listen to anything about Boots, ain't nobody ducking his ass. He is a
Yeah,
hype
that's
guy.
just Cap. That's just that persona want to be portrayed as the boogeyman. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? That's all that is. So I'm sending out all these offers, and no, everybody turning them down. And I'm like, well, okay, if that's the case, my nigga, why are you saying it 147 then? What's the purpose of saying it 147 then?
And if you look
Come
at
on.
Boots Ennis to the casuals, yeah, he's right. If you look at Boots Ennis, that don't look like he should stay at 147. The Ben move up. He make the weight, so I can't complain. But he also in his mid-20s. Give him a couple of years, nigga ain't gonna be able to make the weight. But you
I ain't gonna
already
lie.
look like a person who should be bigger than 147.
He looked like he hurt himself to make the weight this time. You know what I'm saying? You know, when I saw him when he weighed in this last time, I said to myself,
Mhm.
I said, yeah, it won't be long. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna be much longer. You know what I'm saying? I see your cheekbones and shit, nigga. Yeah, you're gonna be forced to move up to either 154 or 160, nigga, sooner rather than later. Quicker than you want to, nigga. Hmm.
And look,
Mm-hmm.
look, Jerry always over here on my channel, but he called me a casual. Winning is not a certain for any fight. We know that, Jerry. But we know that there are fighters who know they're gonna win. Like Canelo picks, I don't give a fuck what nobody say how they feel. He picks fighters, in my opinion, that he know he gonna win. He'd rather pick those. He does that enough that it's just a part of him now. Like it's one thing to do it every now and then, because sometimes people need a break. You need to chill out or whatever. You know, you can't really fault somebody, but boxing is hard business. Just trying to get in physical conditioning. But if every time you turn around, that's what you're doing, then nigga, you are what you are. Jerry, you are what you are. You over here. What?
Me see. It's funny that you just said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when I be over there, Go Thriller show, we be doing our thing, man. I be having everybody and their mama coming at me, man. I feel like I be facing some stiff competition to where, my boys was talking about, Crawford should get the money, get some of these money fights like a fighter Teofimo Lopez. Go on, get that cherry pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going to make some money. And that I believe that fight is better than the Virgil fight for Crawford. If you ask me personally, I
Do you
think that's
know?
the better fight.
Do you know that somebody? I don't know if it was in my chat or somewhere I saw or whatever. They said Crawford ducking Virgil, or he's scared of Virgil. What? The WBO president, not Crawford, not Team Crawford, not Bo Mack, not none of them. The WBO president came out and said that Virgil turned down a fight twice with Crawford. What more do you need? How is that ducking? Crawford is not on record turning down any fight presented to him. He's not on record. Now, what he is on record is like any other fighter, I'd rather not. Before you can even really ask or pony up the contract, I'd rather not. I'm gonna get through some of these chats. He said, Javier Martinez, welcome to the building, King. He said, Boots went the easy IBF mandatory route when Spence was champion instead of the shark infested WBO route when Bud was champion. Indeed, that's what we're saying. And then he turned around and did what? Made it seem like it was all on Bud. Nigga, that was you. Our money, said General Big Fish, what's up? Y'all saying what's up? Jerry, here he come. He said, BLK offer was junk. According to you, Jerry? Okay. Everyone turned it
What's
down.
good,
Who is
Al
Jerry?
Money?
What,
What's good, Al Money?
Jerry, name everyone. Everyone turned it down. That is why they fought anybody, having nobody, number 7 ranked contender. Hey, Jerry, that might all be true, but he got 10 million on that ass. He got
Congratulations. Well done.
Well done, Bud. Well
Miss
done.
T. But
What's
you know
up?
what, Miss T? You know what I thought about though?
What's up?
Just the thought that this nigga was looking for a quote unquote stay busy tune up fight, and to think that he was trying to get a tune up off of Boots before he fought Earl. I ain't gonna lie, that's savage. You know what I'm saying? If that nigga Bud Crawford was trying to get a stay busy tune up fight before the Earl Spence fight,
All hell
and
would have
he
broke
was
loose.
trying to tune Boots up, oh man, you know what I'm saying?
That
Oh
Crawford
man,
never talked. If you remember, Q, Crawford never talked bad about Boots. It was Boots and Bozy saying things that was incorrect that prompt some of these fighters like Brian Norman Jr. recently had feeling like they got to come out and set the record straight. If you don't, that narrative builds and builds and builds, and we have another 5 years. And then there'll be
mm,
another big upset, like the date that will live in infamy, and I affectionately call it July 29th, Mama's birthday. Mama Crawford's
oh,
birthday.
oh
Big
my
Fish
god,
is
no,
Big
oh
Fish
my
is in
god.
the building. What's popping, Big Fish? What you got to say for on it?
First off, good evening to the both of you.
Good evening.
Secondly, I disagree with the both of you.
Oh wow.
Yeah, for Eddie Hearn confirmed what Boots said pretty much. It's about being technical about how we perceive what's being said. So when they send a counter offer, that means they turned down what was sent essentially.
That's not
So
what that means. Stop
so
it.
so
Stop the cap.
Boots was technically right. They did turn down the contract. They
Dude,
didn't accept the offer. They
what's
sent some.
negotiation?
They're in no position to negotiate. Who is Brian Norman Jr.? Who is he?
The champion.
Take
A
the
champion, ain't he?
we
He's a
know this
champion.
day and age, Miss T has been proven over and over and over again that belts mean very little in certain situations.
Dude, y'all can fashion it and snap it how y'all want and piece it together. But Big Fish, you know that when they come together trying to do the contracts, we don't all know what's going on behind closed doors. But you know that they got to negotiate. You send an offer, somebody send a counter offer, then you send a
Now Boots is the
counter
bigger
offer.
name between the two, though. Boots is the bigger name between the two.
Yeah, but that don't mean the hill of beans when they both in the same division and both got a belt. The fuck that mean? No offense, I said that affectionately to you, Q. Fuck that mean? Fuck you mean?
Hmm. It,
I
it,
Mm,
thought
it, it, it-
mm.
that's what
I,
that's what Fish is trying to tell you as
I,
far as
I
Brian Norman not in the position to, you
see
know.
Miss T, see this how I know the belts don't matter because like you trying to say they do. Because if that mattered the most, then Brian Norman would be, as long as the title is on the line, I'm signing the contract because once I get that title, I'm gonna be this super mega star like everybody else, I guess, who obtain a title. So why didn't he accept the contract if the title was on the line, Miss T? If that's the
But
most
you,
important thing.
that's a good question. But look, even when Bud went up and fought this last dude, Madrimal, he was the champion. Bud cannot come into the fight saying he the shit in no division that he never been in. Bud is the challenger. But Bud is very popular. We didn't know who I didn't really know who Madrimal is, but he was a champion. So we had to put some respect on it. Boost is a champion through email. Brian Norman won his in the ring. I'm pretty sure. So in the end of the day, I mean, but let me give a shout out to your brother. I see him up in there. Yeah, I said it podcast. Make sure y'all go and subscribe to that.
No,
Yeah,
he
I
got it the
said it.
same way. He got an
Hmm.
email too, Miss T.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm
Brian
positive because
Norman?
Brian Norman, when he fought Santiago, that was for the intern. Brian
But
Norman got elevated once Bud
okay,
Crawford fought
vacated.
Masvidal.
But that's a progress. But that's different. But he did fight for the interim, the Reggie belt. When Crawford left, he was elevated. But that still means he won it in the ring. Boost.
No,
What
he got
fight did
emailed
Boost?
it too, Miss C. He got
He,
emailed. He got
he
emailed
got
Champ Sterling
elevated. He
email.
got elevated, but he wouldn't have got elevated had he not had the Reggie belt. He wouldn't have never got elevated, right? If he didn't have the Reggie belt.
Mario Barrios right now is the WBC champion. He got emailed the belt.
Damn,
Stanionis,
147.
Stanionis is the WBA world champion right now. They got emailed them niggas. Once
One
Crawford went to
left.
154, all them niggas got emailed his belts, man.
Well, that whole division sucked, man. Until somebody emerged as a superstar. Let me get some of these chats. Javier Martinez said Boost hesitated when it came to fighting Emilianus, whatever, Emantis Sanionis. He might. I didn't even know that, but maybe. Yeah, I said it. Said, "What's up, Miss Steve? What's popping with your E3?" Dan Tan said, "E3, what it do?" Jerry Hayden ass say, Jerry Jerry Trump said, Turk said Crawford does not want Ortiz fight straight out the Turk's mouth. Maybe Victor Virgil Ortiz ain't on his level. Jerry, let it go. Spence got his ass whooped last year. Let it go. Terrence, everything, this is what I've been saying, E3. Everything that they can say negative or put Crawford in what they meant for bad, God turned to good. Everything they were saying about him, they were wrong. But Jerry, you holding on to it, man. Just let go and let God. Javier said, how many champions has Boo fought at 27 years old? Is he the next Demetrius Andre? Who? That's a good question. That one of y'all can answer because I don't know. I don't know how many champions. He has never fought a 50-50 fight. I've never seen him fight a fight that we all didn't know he was gonna win. And he is not a pay-per-view star and he don't sell out a ring. So how is he at the top of the mountain? Jared said alphabet belts mean little in the four belt era. Yeah, Jared, because you don't get your way. It'll mean something when you win. Yeah, I said it. E3 said, what up, Dan Tan in the chat? Javier said, Arturo Gotti, Chiquita Gonzalez, and Diego Corrales are all in the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame in boxing is very watered down. Really? Javier? Who puts in your Cheerios? Why would you say that? Demetrius Ross is in the building. Was Papa King? He said, peace and blessings, Queen. Peace to you. But yeah, name me somebody for this lottery ticket right here. Name me a
General
undefeated
Big Fish.
champion. I know, right? Ding, 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 ding. He won. So name me somebody that Boost has fought that was undefeated, that was a champion, that was a pay-per-view star that sold out arenas. Any of
Oh,
that.
I thought you was giving out a prize.
If you don't want this, listen, I ain't even. I bought. Look, y'all. I'm a gambler, and I have
Name.
to be careful.
See, Miss T, y'all can't have it both ways because when I was telling y'all about Terrence Crawford not having the resume, and y'all was like, just look at the eye test and look how great he is and all these belts and all of that. It's the same thing with Boots. We can see that he's very talented, and you can look and see who he can and can't beat or who it'll be a close fight with. So
No,
we can
it's
we
different.
we don't need to see him tested
It's
because
different.
we didn't require Bud to be tested and still haven't. So
All
he,
y'all
he-
new folks who came in, hit the like button. I'm gonna tell Big Fish where that's different. Boots, I'm not even calling his opponents bums. You'll never hear me really say that. I've rarely ever called somebody a bum or whatever. I do describe fighters as being elite or not, or like A level or B level or whatever, and that's just normal boxing talk. Number one. Number two, when you pull up Terrence Crawford record, you're gonna see he fought undefeated champions. He took belts off of undefeated champions. He fought hard fights that a lot of fans thought he was going to win. But I was always Team Crawford, so I knew he was going to win. However, they were challenging fights. Some of them were challenging, but that showed just how good Crawford is. You cannot, with a straight face, say that you saw Boots fight somebody that challenging that you were saying, I don't know, Boots. This one you might get. Look at Karen Chimichanga. Okay, this the latest and greatest with Boots. Somehow or another, this gonna turn out to be everybody fought but Bozy and Boots. They had a deadline to put in a request or a petition to fight somebody else other than Karen Chimichanga, who they fought 19 months ago, and Boots easily won. But when that fight was over, what did we say about that fight? What did we learn? Boots, if you're top elite, how in the fuck couldn't you cut off the ring? How couldn't you? But everybody rather focus on the fight and say Karen ran, but Karen moved around the ring generalship. It was for Boots to cut that off, get on him, and demolish it, and he couldn't. For the whole 12, the dude made it to the 12th round. So that's Boots' fault. So and that's boxing 101. Because that's one of the first things you teach young people that come into wanting to fight is how to cut the ring off. That's y'all know it. And Boots didn't do that, but he was ready to fight Earl.
Cutting the ring off work against guys that's throwing punches and running, not just running.
Come on now. Cutting the ring off is boxing 101. You think Earl wouldn't have fucked him up? You think Earl wouldn't have cut no ring off? I don't even have to mention Crawford. I can mention a whole lot of other
Earl
fighters.
was criticized for not being able to stop Mikey Garcia.
But they was talking about punishing him. They was talking about punishing him, Big Fish. You know it. They was talking about, and Earl hit him with everything but the kitchen sink. I personally thought that Mikey Garcia had a concussion after that. I don't care what nobody say. That nigga was doing there's telltale signs. He kept licking his lip when in the middle of him talking, and they was like, that nigga got a concussion. I really thought he did. So Earl heard him, but Mikey's determination not to go down. And I think Mikey is younger than Earl, I think. But he just didn't want to go down. He made it to the end at least. You know what I'm saying? That was his saving grace, or making it up. He didn't want to seem like
his
total
moral
egg on
victory.
his face. Yeah, his moral victory. There you go.
Yeah.
So I mean, but we know he was hurt. Because Mikey could take a punch, and then when he get his, other people hurt. He wasn't doing shit to Earl. That shit was laughable. To me, kudos to Earl for taking the fight. All right, nigga, I'm gonna give you what you asked for. We already knew what was gonna happen. But you can't blame Earl on that one because Mikey begged for it. Everybody told him don't do it. But he begged for
But Miss T, a lot of the BBLs did blame Earl for taking that fight.
I didn't. Now the only thing I could attribute blame is why didn't you finish him? That's all I could say. I don't know. I don't know what others. They probably did. It wasn't gonna be no big time fight. I mean, who wanted the fight? Nobody asked for the fight. But I mean, the nigga keep begging, and it's a quick dollar. Earl made a lot of money on that fight, right? I believe with the back end and shit.
I wonder why Crawford won't do the same thing and go and take the T.O. fight.
Cause T.O. a scrub. Fuck T.O. Dude, I'm paying.
Yeah, but think about it, Miss T, from a business standpoint. I've been hearing these dudes talking about Virgil being a cash cow. He ain't no cash cow, nothing. You know what I'm saying? He ain't cash shit. You know what I'm saying? He not even Golden Boy's cash cow over there, period. It's Ryan Garcia easily, right?
Exactamundo. Yep.
Teofimo Lopez, if he was to fight him, that'll be the best. Uh, 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 you know, you trying to build your profile. Whoop the whoop.
Mhm. Yeah.
That'll do more for him than that Virgil fight will.
But this,
From a
but you,
business standpoint, as far as trying to expand your brand and trying to quote unquote build upon this, well, all his fans
Mhm.
want to feel and believe right now is, you know, Bud is a superstar right now. And he's not a superstar right now. He's trending in the right direction, but it's not there yet. A fight with Teofimo Lopez, I believe, will be the fight that will trend that man in that direction.
the reason why I say it's a waste of time, because to me they were in two different worlds and would have been through their whole career. Number one. Number two, TL is at 140. Okay, if we are to believe that Bud, Earl, and whoever else says it, I can't make this weight no more. If we're to believe that, then what weight would be acceptable for Bud to fight Tio? Because Tio ain't coming up to 154 to face Bud. He ain't gonna do it. He's not
Oh,
gonna do it.
he said he would. He
Well
said he
then let
would.
him well then let him get to 154 and sign the contract. That's the only thing. That and that I would be like, okay, cool, bring your little ass up there and let
Yeah.
Bud son his ass.
Hey, hey Q,
Yeah.
hey Q, I see a
Yeah.
common thing with the BBLs that they are in
Huh.
full witness protection mode. They do not want him to fight any of the young guns because they seen the slippage against Matrimon. They seen it. It's major slippage. So the goal is to get him in the Hall of Fame. The only acceptable loss to the Bud Buddy Nation is a loss to Canelo. Nobody else. That's the only
Hey,
loss they can accept.
dawg, I'm not in witness protection. If T.O., y'all hear it first, T.O., if you ever run across my lonely little channel, my humble channel, and matter of fact, speaking of humble channel, everybody in here hit that like button, please. Right now.
This is a big
But
channel. This Boss T channel. This is big
yeah.
major. You've been what majorly missed.
Oh, thank you. I love y'all too. That I hear I've been missed, but I know y'all say I've been missed, but I hear I love you, Miss T. I love y'all too.
Oh yeah, we
Already.
love you, Miss T. That's for sure. Already.
Wink.
Already.
So if T.O. now I'm saying this, I'll say this. If T.O. want to bring his little big nose ass up to 154,
Damn.
come on.
Hey, come on, Miss T.
Ass Crawford gonna break.
Hey,
He gonna break that
hey,
motherfucker in
hey,
half.
that's the target. Bud can't miss that nose, boy.
Can't miss it. You
God,
already know.
that's a big
And
motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. Goddamn.
he he
Millhouse.
he looking like Snoop Doggy Snout.
Hey, you know who Millhouse is on The Simpsons, Miss T?
I vaguely do. I
The
never
dude with the
really was
blue hair. You gotta Google it. You gotta be like,
mm,
God damn.
the boss. He was like
Mi-
the boss or something.
Millhouse. Now his name Millhouse.
Oh, okay, I gotta
He
check
got
it out.
blue hair.
Yeah, he got a big hunker like a little, like a goddamn hunk in his nose. Like he part motherfucking buffalo or some shit. I don't know. When I see his nose, I always think of a buffalo. I don't know why. But anyway, bring your big ass nose up here, toucan T.O.
Oh
And
man.
and and then
I like that. Toucan Theo.
Yeah,
Tay
that's a
Tay.
good one.
That's a new Tay
That's a
Yeah,
Tay.
that's
good
a
one.
good one. Toucan
That's a good
T.O.
one right there. Toucan Theo. That's a good one. That's a good
Toucan T.O. Y'all take that and spread the word. hey,
Yeah.
hey, TT for sure. TT for sure. Hey, TT,
Hey,
come over here.
we need that on the shirt.
I'm gonna make it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it then. I'm gonna make
Yeah.
Yeah, you put a
That'd be a
beak.
good one right
You
there.
put a beak in place of his nose.
Oh yeah. I'll put that beak Two
Yeah,
cans.
we got to get Rebel Life on that one.
Yeah, look.
we
Y'all
got to get
see the
Rebel
shirt?
Life.
Y'all see the shirts I be making? That's cute, right? That's a cute shirt right there, right? I got all
Yeah,
kinds of cute
that's
shirts. And then look, if for you and your gal, it said kissing you. You know. But yeah, I can make the toucan. I would certainly give a good old Navy try. I sure will. But TT, that's your new name. And if you out there, come talk to me and explain yourself because you look like you clout chasing, dog. And you a grown man. And Bud didn't tell you to marry that woman and have the kids. And I know, everybody go through that. And that's all I'm gonna say to that because I ain't gonna disrespect his ex-wife or whatever or his baby mama. But you was going through stuff like many other boxers. They all have wives, girlfriends, baby mamas, whatever. So and they be getting on their damn nerves before the fight. So you ain't no different in that. You made the choices that you made. You are responsible for your health. So even though I totally believe that you were sick or you weren't at your best when you fought Cambosos, don't matter. The day you knew the day of the fight was coming and you dropped the ball. Live and you learn. But nigga, you don't want no smoke TT, but to break that bitch in half.
What can we make that same excuse for Earl Spence, even though we know he is still a loss? Can we acknowledge the fact that he was dehydrated, weight drained, wasn't at his best, probably was suffering
No,
from
you can't make
eye
that same
injuries?
excuse.
Huh?
you can't make an excuse for either one of them because they knew they are
it's not
elite
an excuse,
fighters.
Miss C.
Dude,
It's
if
just
he was
it's just a good
dehydrated,
valid reason to
okay,
explain the beating.
but
We
listen.
we just trying to
No,
justify the
no,
beating.
no, you can't justify the
It
beat
has to be
because
justified.
look, TOTT, he had a condition. He had a medical condition. Earl Spence, why was he dehydrated? Because he won't in shape. That's his fucking fault.
It,
That's
Hey,
his fault.
Earl probably got a condition like Mr. Glass.
What?
You seen that movie with Bruce Willis with Mr. Glass, where his whole body was broken before? That's the condition Earl had
Yeah,
coming
Earl
into the
had.
fight.
Why they talk about Big Mac? I mean Bo Mac. Why they saying that bullshit? Uh, Earl Spence had a problem with cheeseburgers and other foods and
Yeah,
such.
he had
That was his
a
problem.
yeah.
But that's a
But
personal problem.
see, that's why before the weigh ins, when he
Mhm.
told Bud, "You'll thank me later for making this fight." Now I
Nigga,
understand what he meant by that
nigga,
comment.
please,
You know what I'm
y'all
saying?
need to,
Because he
y'all need to
knew
stop.
he wasn't gonna be at
Y'all
his
need to
best.
stop.
Because he
Y'all need to stop.
knew. You know what I'm
Y'all
saying?
need to
He
stop.
knew.
Y'all
He
need to stop.
knew.
Nah, nigga, he got his
That's why
ass
he
whooped.
said what he said.
Dude. And that's why he ain't want no rematch. And if they fought again, see what we were saying all along happened. E3 can back me up. Everything E3 chronicalized came true. That's why
Man,
I've
ain't
been telling
nobody know
Jared
that
that
shit was gonna be like that, Miss T. Did nobody know
it was
that this
always
man was
possible.
gonna be weight drained, dehydrated, and didn't have no strength and no
And get
power?
hit in
Did
the back
nobody
of the
know that?
head. Got hit in the
E3,
back of the head to
do you
start the downhill snowball.
E3, do you hear this? You hear your brother saying he got hit in the back of the head. It
He
never
did. It's video proof, Miss T. I don't
on
We
make stuff
rewatched
up.
the fight.
the
We
ear
rewatched
he
the
Hey,
didn't get
fight.
what you
we paused it and looked at each other with a look of disbelief. Like
nigga.
did he just hit
We
her in
didn't
the
even
back of
catch
the
that the
jab?
first. We didn't even catch that the first fight. I didn't even
Yeah.
catch that.
He didn't hit him in the back of the head, nigga. Y'all
We
delusional.
rewinded it and saw it. We rewinded it.
You hurting. Wow.
It wasn't
Oh,
Amazing.
intentional. We're not saying that it was
Incredible.
intentional. That's what
Outstanding.
he got for ducking in there like that. I
Amazing.
Miss T, I said before the fight, Friday night on hand, we can pull it up. I said, please do not lunge in with that jab to the stomach. You're gonna get clocked. He was boxing beautifully for 2 rounds. The second round was almost over. In
Mhm.
my opinion, he that was a close round, but you know me, I would have gave that round to Spence too. Until he
If
got clocked.
he made it through it.
Until
Yeah.
he got clocked. Yeah, that changed the whole fight.
But
When he got hit in the back of the head.
Here's the thing, Big Fish. Go back and to my casuals listening. Go back and watch old Earl Spence fights and tell me if you don't see this man doing the same thing,
Yeah.
lunging and all that. I tell you guys, if when you start combat anything, it's about your stance. If that is fucked up, you're fucked up. It's just a matter of who and when you gonna get caught. That's all it is. Cause you don't fight if you call yourself elite and you trying to be elite, you in there with an elite fighter, and you gonna bring that lunge and shit, nigga. You knew you was gonna get popped. He knew Bud had more skills than him. Period. Period. But hey, they both got paid. They did the damn thing. I don't think, and nobody, I don't think most people think then diehard Earl fan that Earl could do nothing with Bud. It was a skill discrepancy between the two of them. That's what it is. But hey, I give T.O. this. When T.O. fights to a elite fighter, he fights to that occasion. He rises to that occasion. But Toucan, you're going to get that nose broken half, Shawty. You're going to have to go and get you a white person nose because I don't even know if that's a black person, white person. No, I don't know who could claim that motherfucking nose, but that nose is amazing. Demetrius
Can't
Ross said, go ahead. He said, I was going to get some of these chats. Demetrius Ross said, Javier Martinez, Canelo could have unified with Andre at 154 and 160. We saw that happen we saw what happened with that, didn't we? Okay. He was telling somebody, Jared Taxes. So what does it matter in the four belt era? What matters, Jerry, is what he asking. Because Jerry is under the assumption that Jared Trump, Mr. Trump, JT. JT is under the impression that it don't matter much with four belt era. And Harriet said Demetrius Ross Andrade could have defended his WBO 160 against Janibek, but he decided to Riddick Bowe the title in the garbage can and vacate instead. He went up somewhere. He elevated. You really can't get mad at people elevating. You can get mad at people going back or regressing. Demetrius and Harriet, they're having a nice little chat between each other. Harriet Martinez, so a unification don't matter, huh? Got it. ATL, what's up? What's up, Shawty? I dropped the link in there. Where you at, Shawty? Javier said, Demetrius Ross, all unifications, just like all title wins, are not created equal. People shit on Canelo's 168 and Bud's 140 unification runs. Lord, Lord. Aria said, an IG model is bigger cash cow. That's funny. That's funny. Because Virgil Ortiz, come on now, they just trying to brand him right now. I ain't knocking him, but the nigga was picking the wrong weight, almost killed himself doing it. And even if he's okay now, because he's young, youth is an amazing thing. But guess what? When he get old, he gonna pay for all that shit. Because his illness was to the point was almost deadly, for him. Yeah, I said it's over there laughing. But I dropped the link. Anybody else want to participate on that? But no, I'm not. We knew that Bud Crawford was gonna do what he did. Now, true enough, we might not have known it would have been that bad. But I already knew. But Earl Spence was no competition, in my opinion, ever to Bud Crawford. Now, as far as T.O., I give T.O. a little bit more than Earl because T.O. is very crafty. He can box. He do got pop, and he know how to set traps real good too. He not as good as Javante, but he's up there because T.O. be walking motherfuckers in this shit they don't even see coming. But
because he can't fight good on the front foot.
well, I don't know. Like I have to look at that. You might be right, but I know this
That
when he fights somebody that's a lower level, it's almost like he get lazy. I don't know. That I can never call him elite because he changed with the wind. You look at people like Earl was still Earl in that fight with Terrence. Bud is still Bud no matter where he go. But we all know that Bud can do so many things. Now everybody was like, "What about this Madrimal fight?" Bud was often and consistently more cautious in this fight than I've ever seen him. but he had reason to be. He was fighting Madrimal. Where everybody else maybe could call him a bum or think he won't nothing. Maybe y'all got to get in there to see if he ain't nothing. Maybe he did hurt Bud when he connected. Just like Rail, like I think you said it, Q. You said that was a boxing clinic. And see, we all know
Mhm.
Pitbull can crack, but he got his ass whooped easily.
Oh
Easily.
yeah.
He couldn't get past the reach. He don't jab his way in. He come in there strong arming. And Rail took his time, didn't get I guess he handled the pressure well, and he outboxed his ass every turn. Just like we saw, people gave that fight to Tank because they felt like Tank outboxed him for them few rounds when Tank hurt his hand. So to a boxer who could take a couple of Pitbull's punches, you'll beat Pitbull easy. As long as you can take his punch and don't panic. So that's how I see it. But Toucan, nah, ain't nobody worried about him. Ain't nobody going backwards. Just like I said, just like Kamala Harris's uh campaign speech, we're not going back.
Oh my God.
Jason Williams is in the building. He said, but T.O. has had more subpar performances than good performances as of late. Yeah, that's a flaw with him. He has to learn to be great every fight, not just some. And that's gonna follow him because why he hasn't changed it. And he need to do it now before he get in his 30s. Boost should never get caught with some of the punches that he get caught with. He need to fix that now until he get later longer in the tooth. When he come up with some of these niggas to try to run that shit on Earl. Earl will beat the shit out of Boost, in my opinion. What y'all think about that one? Will Earl beat Boots? What y'all think?
I don't know. Right now, I got to see what he looked like on this next fight for me to say anything, to have any type of, you know, but man, shit,
Mm. Boost,
my
yeah,
boy, my
go
boy
ahead.
took some punishment, man. No,
Too
no.
much punishment. Too much punishment. And Mike Wilson is in the building. Said Team Crawford in here indubitably. So like I said, to close up with the Boots thing, I don't know why Bozy and them choose to go that way. It's dishonest. It's leaving it ambiguous or vague. People can't really discern what the fuck happened or what's the truth. Just tell the truth. You made an offer. He made a counter offer, but it's non-negotiable. Your offer is just gonna stand what it is. Say that. Let us decide who turned down what, whatever, and all that. Because to come out and say the nigga turned down and he's trying to make negotiate. That's just dishonest, and you don't need to be. Not for nothing. You don't need to be at all. So that's what I feel about boosting them. The more they do that shit, the more they fall out of favor, in my opinion, with fans. That's just how I see it. I don't know how y'all think of, but yeah. Um, On to some other news. Did y'all know that Shakur Stevens has signed a 2-fight deal with Matchroom? Did y'all know that?
Oh yeah, I've heard that he done went the Eddie Hearn route, you know. Huh.
Now remember
Huh.
what Eddie said about Bud. Can't get him no fights. He don't sell. Blah blah blah. But
Mm.
Bud over the years, maybe not as of late. Y'all, a lot of people said, "Shit, Bud only fight once a year." That ain't always been his career. Bud has consistently over the years fought, and he complies with the rules and policies of the belts that he held. And mostly he held the WBO, and you have to fight every 9 months with that. So we can't say he's an inactive fighter. But that was the reasoning that Eddie Hearn wouldn't dare touch him because Bud don't sell. Remember what Bob said? Bud don't sell. He loses money with Bud. And Eddie Hearn stuck his foot deep in his mouth and came out and said that old nut shit. And Bud ain't gonna forget that. Bud ain't say nothing. He ain't cry about it. He ain't say nothing. Hey, it's his opinion. But then you go right around the next year or year and a half or so later, and you sign Boots Ennis. Like, that's better. Am I missing something? Q, am I missing something? If Bud don't sell, what the fuck Boots gonna do? I don't know what I
Oh
missed.
wow, Miss T.
What?
I don't know. I was looking at this Brian Norman against this Mexican dude named Jalison Baraka, and oh man, I just saw this fool get dropped. Couldn't make it out the first round. Oh, I don't
Who?
know.
Brian
Brian
Norman?
Norman. Oh my God, I don't know. I don't know. I
Hey,
don't
well, he need
know.
to. Well,
Oh
he
my
need.
God.
I've
Oh my
never seen
God,
him
I don't
fight.
know.
I've
Oh
never
my
seen
God.
him fight, but I
Look,
just was
you need
going
to
by
when you
what
get a
they said.
chance,
Yeah.
you need to look up this fight he had. Uh, it says uh, March the 2nd. I guess it got 2024 on here. It got Brian Norman Jr. versus Jalison Baracha, something like
Mhm.
that. Oh my God. The referee is giving him the count right now. I don't know about this one, Miss T. Oh my God, I'm glad I saw this. Oh shit, no.
Well, maybe, maybe that's why Boost felt that they can say what they say. I'm speaking on the fact that with their rebuttal to it, this is coming out of Brian Norman Sr. and Brian Norman Jr.'s mouth themselves. It ain't coming out of Miss C mouth. I'm not making it up. I can only go by what the people say. Boost said he was ducking. They said that they was trying to negotiate. You believe who you want to believe. I'm just reporting the news. But I've never seen them fight. But maybe that's why Boots and them maybe wanted to fight. But what do y'all think about Boots not taking the opportunity to request or petition the IBF to fight somebody else? Because y'all know he has to fight Karen now. Again. What y'all think about that? Man, who fault would
Um,
that be? Because you know he gonna get some pushback and backlash. Why in the hell are you facing Karen Chimichunga again? You already beat him. Why you pick that fight? You know what Boots gonna say? I had no choice. I had to fight him. But you had choices. You didn't activate them. Now, yes, the IBF could have came back and said no, but you at least got to try.
ooh, who hit him with that check hook that dropped him? Oh my God.
Hey,
I'm steady rewinding it, boy. God damn. Hmm.
this boxing, anything can happen. But moving on to Shakur, which I was saying, he signed a 2-fight deal with Matchroom. The first fight is with Cordina October 12th this year. The second fight they trying to plan for him is going to go down in February with William Cepeda. And from what I hear about William Cepeda, I've only seen highlights. That's going to be a tough ass fight for Shakur. Now, people was wondering why Eddie only did a 2-fight deal. Eddie said, so Shakur can get in there and see if he like what they cooking over there at Matchroom, and he can have his choice whether he want to go somewhere else or stay with Matchroom. But another way to look at it is Eddie Hearn is hedging his bets. Now he knows that Shakur is a good fighter, but if these 2 fights turn out anything like the last few fights of Shakur, Eddie Hearn gonna drop him like a hot potato. What y'all think about that?
Most likely. Because they be that pump faking these fighters be doing, acting like they want to fight this person and fight that person, and all the while, goddamn well, you finna fight this dude again, man.
Oh damn! I done ran over y'all. I keep saying I ain't gonna try to be on here that long. Y'all gotta catch me at 7:30 on the dot, so y'all can get the full hour of TT. But I try not to go over 9, especially. But if just the last note, if Shakura makes it through Cordina, and then in February William Cepeda, Eddie said he's gonna try to make that fight with Tank Davis by the summer. And but Cordina is telling people like y'all overlooking me. Y'all might be in store for a big upset. So
Please.
that's what we got to look forward to. That's all I got today. Unless y'all have something else. I see Big Fish got quiet. I ain't hurt your feelings, did I? Did I? I ain't touch your gear shaft, did I? Big Fish, where you
Oh
at?
man.
I guess he left the building. What you got
Mhm.
anything left to say? Wiping teeth
Oh
again.
no.
Everybody in here hit
Oh,
that like button.
oh hell yeah. No.
Mm.
I'll catch you the next time though.
Yeah, yeah. I like I said, I want to get off in time enough to. I do be busy at night. I can't tell y'all what I'm doing, but I be having something to do. But anyway, but I do want to get off sometimes and go on head over there to eat thrillers and see what y'all talking about over there. But I don't want to
Oh
be.
yeah, you need to come do that. No.
Yeah,
Uh,
my bad, Miss T. Yeah, I was listening to you. I was finishing up my late night dinner and stuff. But it was a pleasure speaking with you and Mr. Q. Until next time.
until
Hmm,
the
hmm,
next
hmm.
time, you guys are so
Amazing,
mm,
incredible,
mm,
outstanding,
mm,
amazing.
indubitably. Jason will say, "Yeah, Miss T, you be giving too much info sometimes." What you mean too much info, dude? Jason, you gotta get your mind out the gutter. I said I be having something to do. I mean I don't know what could a person be doing at in the 9 o'clock hour at night on the East Coast. I don't know. I'm just picking with you, Jason. Peace, everyone, and thank y'all for watching. Peace.